Hi everyone, we're going to do our Pythagorean theorem study guide review. So a contractor is laying out the sides of a rectangular porch. She knows that the porch will form a rectangle if it can be broken into two right angles as shown below. The lengths of the two longer sides are 24. So I know these two sides are 24. And the two shorter sides are 16. They want to enter the length of the diagonal on the porch. So I know my formula is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And I know that I have two legs because my right angle is here. So 16 squared plus 24 squared equals c squared. So I know I have 256. 576 equals c squared. So I'm going to add these together. And I get 832. And I'm going to square root that. And they want it rounded to the nearest tenth. So that's one digit behind the decimal. The 4 tells the 8 to say the same. So it's going to be 28.8. And on your test, you've got to make sure that you're paying attention to where they want you to round it to. Question 2. So a store offers free delivery if a customer's house is located within a 30-mile radius of the store. To determine if the customer's free delivery, the store's employees plot the location of the store and the location of the customer's house on a coordinate plane where each unit represents 1 mile. The employees then determine the distance between them. Okay, so I've got my numbers. Now I can put this into Desmos and graph them if I want to. I don't know that it's going to be very easy to tell. So I've got 11. And then -6. And then we've got -12 and 2. So I'm going to take a screenshot. I'm going to make my right triangle. So I know that they're counting by ones. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23. And then I know this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I know I have 8 squared plus 23 squared equals c squared. So that means 64 plus, I'm going to put in my calculator, 23 times 23. I get 529. Equals c squared. So I'm going to add 64. I get 593 equals c squared. And then I'm going to square root everything. So the square root of 593. I get 24.35. So if it's asking me to round to the hundredths, I've got my number rounded correctly. If they want me to round to the tenths, it would be 24.4. Okay, so let's see what my options are. So it says enter the distance, round your answer to the nearest tenth. So they want to know what the distance is. So I got 24.4. All right, the next one says a 21-foot ladder is leaning against the wall. At the bottom of the ladder is 5.5 feet from the base of the wall. How high up does the ladder reach? Okay, so I know I have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So that's 5.5 squared plus b squared equals 21 squared. So 5.5 times 5.5 gives me 30.25 plus b squared equals 21 times 21 for 41. Then I'm going to subtract on each side. So b squared equals 410.75. So then I'm going to square root it. So I've got the square root of 410.75. You don't want to round until you get to the very end. So it says round your answer to the nearest tenth if necessary. So the 6 tells the 2 to round up. So it would be 20.3. All right, in the diagram, it shows some landmarks at a local park, and they want to know what is the distance in meters between the flagpole and the statue. So we're looking for one of the legs. So I know that a leg are the 2 shorter sides and the hypotenuse is the longest side. So it's got to be less than 12. So I get 64 plus b squared equals 144 minus 64. B squared equals 80. And then I'm going to square root everything. And I get 8.94. And it says they want us to round to the nearest tenth, so it would be 8.9. All right, the next one says, which of these points are 25 units away from the point that they're telling you? And we have to select 3. So I can put these into Desmos if I want to, or I can find the distance between X and Y and go from there. So I know that I have 9 and 34. So 34 minus 9, and then negative 5 minus negative 30. So this one's going to be 25, and this one's going to be 25. So I would do 25 squared plus 25 squared equals c squared. And I get 625 plus 625. And I get 35.3. So that one won't work. Okay, the next one says 33 and 9. So that's going to give me 24, and then 12 and negative 5. Oh, it's negative 12 and negative 5. So that's going to give me 7. So I have 7 squared plus 24 squared equals c squared. So $576 plus 49, and I get 25. So C equals 25. So B is one of the answers. The next one, I'm doing 9 minus 3. And 20 minus negative 5. So I get 6 and, and 25. So 6 squared plus 25 squared equals c squared. So the square root of 36 plus 625, and I get 25.7. So C is out. The next one, 9 minus negative 15 is going to give me 24. And then 2 minus negative 5. And that's going to give me 7. So 24 and 7 worked out. So that's going to be correct. Okay, 9 minus negative 16. I get 25. And 8 minus negative 5. I get 13. So 13 squared plus 25 squared equals, so that's 169 plus 625. And I get C equals 28. So that one's not going to work. Last one, 9 minus 2 is 7, and 19 minus negative 5 is going to give me 24. So 7 and 24 work. So it has to be B, D, and F. All right, the next one, it says enter into the nearest tenth. So I've got a leg and a hypotenuse. So 7 squared plus x squared equals 19.5 squared. So 49 plus x squared equals 19.5 squared. 380.25. So I'm going to subtract 49. And I end up with the square root of 380.25 minus 49. And I get 18.2. They want it to the nearest tenth. So my answer has to be 18.2. Okay, the next one, they want to know which statements are true. Select all that are correct. So we've got a round trip flight from the ranger's office to Lake Compound. From the ranger's office to Crystal Lake Campground to Hot Springs. So they want to know the perimeter of this shape. All right. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I get 15 and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So the square root of 16 plus 225, and I get 15.5. Is that line. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So the square root of 16 plus 9, and I get 5. And then this last one, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the square root of 121 plus 49. And I get 13 point, so 13. So if I wanted to find the perimeter, I'm going to add them up. 5 plus 13 plus 15.5. And I get 33.5. So I just rounded differently. So A is correct. The new campground that's added directly east of the Crystal Lake campground. So a new campground is added directly east of Crystal Lake. And it's about 7.2 miles from the ranger's office. Would be 1/8. Well, if I'm going directly east, never eat soggy waffles. So one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would be 5, 8. Okay, the next one is the distance to fly from Crystal Lake to Hot Springs is about 14.7. So Crystal Lake to Hot Springs. No, this one was 15.5. So that's not true. The distance to fly from the ranger's office. So the ranger's office, that was 5. So that's true. And then the distance to fly from the ranger's office to the Cape Crystal so to go just this way, that would be 20.5. Yep, that's true. Because we're not making a full round trip. So like that one you made a full round trip, the other one you don't. Okay, for this one it says, Henry says he walked a distance of 17 blocks. Is he correct? Okay, so that's 1, oops. So that's 2, 4, 5. And then that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Pick up 1, so that's 12. So we've got 12 squared plus 5 squared equals c squared. We get 13. So is the distance 7? So this is 13, right? So then it says, Henry says the distance he walked from the post office to the store is 17 blocks. Is he correct? No, it's 13. Albie wants to build a ramp from his porch to a point on the ground. So we have a house, we have a ramp. Okay, so he wants to build a ramp from a point on his house to a point on the ground that's 5 feet away from the base of the porch. So 5 feet away from the base would be here. And then what is the length in feet of the ramp if the porch has a height of 2? So it would be 2 squared plus 5 squared equals c squared. So I've got the square root of 4 plus 25. So I get 5.3 or 5.38 or 5.4. That's the length. Okay, the next one, they want to know the length of the missing side. So I know I have 12.8 squared plus b squared equals 23.7. .8 squared is 163.84, and 23.7 squared is 561.69. Okay, so I have to find the square root of 561.69 minus 163.84. And I get 19.9 because they want it to the 10th. And the 4 tells the 9 to round up. Okay, the next one. Which sets could be side lengths to a right triangle? So I've got a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So that's 10 squared plus 20 squared equals 30 squared. So that's going to be 100 plus 400 equals 900. That's not true. Okay, next one. 18 squared plus 24 squared equals 30 squared. Okay, 18 squared is 324. 24 squared is 576. So 324 plus 576, I get 900, which is what 30 squared is. Okay, next one. 30 squared plus 40 squared equals 50 squared. So that's 900 plus 1600 equals 2500. Well, 900 plus 1600 is 2500. So C is correct. All right. Then we've got 30 squared plus 72 squared equals 78 squared. So that's 900 plus 5,184. $6,084. Okay, so let's add them up. So I got 900 plus 5,184, and it works. So it could have been B, C, and D. Okay, the next one, they want to know how many miles are saved by traveling on the new highway from point A to point B. Okay, so 4 squared plus 7 squared equals C squared. 16 plus 49 equals C squared. So the square root of 16 plus 49. I get 8.06, so 8.1. Now they want to know how much is saved. So I know 4 plus 7 is 11. So it's 11 miles. So 11 minus 8.1 gives me 2.9 miles. So by taking the new highway, I'm going to save 2.9 miles. Okay, the next one, it says if I've got 4 squared, what's B squared to equal C squared? So I know I've got 4 squared plus B squared equals 5 squared. So that's 16 plus B squared equals 25 minus 16. And I get B squared equals 9. So I'm going to square root both sides. B equals 3. All right, find the area of the shaded part of the triangle. So I know I have 5 squared plus b squared equals c. Nope, I know what c is. 13? Yep. So 25 plus b squared equals 169. So 169 minus 25. B squared equals 144. Square root it, and I get b equals 12. Now, that wasn't the question. They want to know what the area is of the shaded part. So I have my base and my height, and my formula is base times height divided by 2 equals the area. So 5 times 12 divided by 2. So I end up with 60 divided by 2 equals 30. All right, the next one, they want to know what the perimeter of the kite is. So I know I've got a couple of different triangles, it looks like. So I've got 13 squared plus 23 squared, which is 169 plus 529. So I have to find the square root of 169 plus 529, and I get 26.4. So I know these two sides are 26.4. Then I have to find the top parts. So I know I have 5 squared plus 13 squared equals c squared. 25 plus 169 equals c squared. I get 13.9. Then it says, what is the perimeter? So I have to add it all up. So 13.9 plus 13.9 plus 26.4 plus 26.4. And I end up with 80.6. All right, the next one, they show you a ladder is placed against the side of the building. And they want to know how long the ladder is. So I've got 12 squared plus 26 squared equals c squared. So I got 144 plus 676 equals c squared. So I'm going to find the square root of 144 plus 676. And I get 28.6. So the ladder is 28.6 feet long. All right, R is the midpoint between line segment O and P. Q and R is perpendicular, which means it makes a right angle to O and P. Find the length of QR. So they want to know this length. I know that I have to split this 17 in 2. So that's going to make this 8.5. So I have 8.5 squared plus b squared equals 19 squared. So that's 72.25 plus b squared equals 361. I'm going to subtract 72.25 on each side. B squared equals 288.75. I'm going to square root that. And I get, the 9 tells the 9 to round up, so this is actually going to be 17. So this line right here is 17. All right, if you have any questions, come see me in the morning before the test, and I'll be glad to help you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.